They said the janitor was invisible. The kind of man people walked past without noticing, the mop in his hand, the tired slump in his shoulders, the quiet grief buried behind kind eyes. But on this cold morning, as 3 soldiers laughed at a new girl struggling with her backpack, the invisible janitor suddenly stepped forward. No one realized the new girl was more powerful than all of them combined. And the men defending her had no idea she would change his entire life from that moment, because sometimes, the people who look like nobody are carrying stories that can break you. And sometimes, the people who look helpless are the ones who hold entire military bases in the palms of their hands, and this is the day a single dad janitor stepped into a fight he didn't know he needed, and accidentally defended the very admiral of the base. Daniel Reyes woke up before dawn, the way he always did, quietly, carefully, so he wouldn't wake his 8-year-old daughter, Mia, curled against him like a tiny anchor keeping him from drifting too far into his sadness. Life had not been kind to Daniel. He once wore a uniform himself, proud and brave, until an injury forced him out of service, stealing more than just a career. It stole his confidence, his direction, his sense of worth. Now he was a janitor on the same military base he once served, walking past halls he used to command, saluting officers who rarely remembered his name. But Daniel didn't complain. The job gave him food, shelter, and a way to raise his little girl. That's all he needed. The morning wind was sharp as he pushed the cleaning cart across the courtyard. He kept his head low while passing groups of soldiers, hoping today would be the one day no one made comments about the washed-up veteran with a mop. But life rarely gave him that luxury. He slowed when he noticed a young woman standing awkwardly near the main building. She couldn't have been older than 30. Brown hair tied neatly, a simple black jacket, plain boots, and a backpack that clearly weighed more than she did. She looked nervous, like someone walking into a new world she wasn't sure she belonged in. Before Daniel could look away, trouble found her. 3 soldiers, loud, cocky, bored, spotted her instantly. "Hey new girl," one of them sneered, "orientation is that way. Unless you need someone to carry your bag. Or you just carry attitude." The girl froze. Not scared, just disappointed. Like she'd seen this scene far too many times in her life. Another soldier circled her. "You sure you belong here? You look like you got lost on your way to a college tour." Their laughter echoed through the courtyard. Daniel knew he should stay out of it. A janitor stepping into soldier affairs? It was asking for trouble. But something inside him snapped. Maybe it was the way the girl held her backpack tighter, like she was protecting something fragile inside herself. Maybe because he'd seen people bullied for years and always hated the sound of cruel laughter. Or maybe because he wanted to be someone his daughter could be proud of. He stepped forward. "Hey," he said, voice calm but firm. "Back off. She's not your punching bag." The courtyard went silent. All eyes turned to the janitor with a mop. The tallest soldier smirked. "What are you gonna do, clean us to death?" Daniel didn't flinch. "Just leave her alone. She's new. That's all." The soldiers rolled their eyes, muttered something under their breath, and walked away. They didn't fear Daniel, they just didn't want trouble this early. Once they were gone, Daniel turned to her. "Sorry about them. They pick on anyone they think won't fight back." The woman smiled, soft, grateful, almost impressed. "Thank you," she said quietly. Most people wouldn't have stepped in. Daniel shrugged, embarrassed. "Just doing what's right." She studied him for a moment, like she knew something he didn't. "What's your name?" "Daniel. Janitor here." Her eyes softened. "Nice to meet you, Daniel. I'm Alia." He didn't know her last name. He didn't know her rank. He didn't know that he had just defended the base's highest, most respected, most feared authority, but she knew him now, and that was the beginning. Daniel returned to his work, trying to shake off the encounter. He didn't realize Alia was following him at a distance, observing the way he helped a young recruit pick up dropped papers, the way he stopped to tighten a loose bolt on a bench so no one got hurt, the way every person who knew him smiled when he passed, even if he was just a janitor. Alia wasn't just new, she was the freshly appointed Admiral of the base, sent in quietly, unannounced, to observe the environment before revealing her identity publicly. And what she saw in those few minutes told her more about the base's true character than any report could. Later, during the morning briefing, the same 3 soldiers entered the hall, laughing as usual. Until they froze. Because sitting at the head table, wearing the Admiral's uniform, was the woman they bullied earlier. The woman the janitor protected, their faces drained of color. General Torres cleared his throat. Everyone, attention. Meet your new Admiral, Admiral Alia Hart. Alia stood calm, confident, powerful. The soldiers swallowed hard, but instead of glaring at them, she lifted her chin and said, "Before I begin, I want to acknowledge someone. Not a high-ranking officer. Not someone with badges or medals. But someone who showed more integrity this morning than most people show in a lifetime." Everyone looked around, confused. Daniel, standing in the corner with his mop, froze when she said, "Daniel Reyes. Please step forward." Whispers filled the room. The janitor, why him? Daniel's hands shook as he walked forward. He tried to bow, but Alia stopped him gently. "This man stood up for me today," she said, her voice carrying across the hall. "Not knowing who I was. Not caring about consequences. He acted out of pure character." The three soldiers stared at the floor, red with shame. Alia continued. "This base needs more people like Daniel. People who defend others because it's right, not because of rank." Daniel felt tears burning behind his eyes. He wasn't used to praise. He wasn't used to being seen. Alia turned to the soldiers who mocked her. "As for you three, we will address your behavior shortly. But first, I want you to look at the man you mocked. Because one day, if you're lucky, you'll learn to have a fraction of his integrity." The entire room went silent. Daniel tried to speak, but Alia rested a hand on his shoulder. "You protected me, Daniel. Let me protect you now." It was the first time in years someone had stood up for him. Later that day, Alia found Daniel near the supply closet, cleaning quietly. "You didn't have to defend me," he said softly. Alia smiled. "And you didn't have to defend me either. But you did. And that tells me everything I need to know about you." He looked away. "I'm nobody." "You're exactly the opposite," she replied gently. "And I intend to make sure the whole base sees it." Daniel had spent years feeling invisible until the day he defended a stranger and found out she was the one person who could finally see him.